Hi everybody, welcome to another version of Gamel's Facebook Live. We'll wait a few more minutes till more people get here. Hey, there's a few people. Hey Deanne, hey Sue, so nice to see you. Oh, thank you for telling me that I'm sideways. I appreciate it. I will just turn this. There we go. That better? I turned my camera. Let me know if I'm not sideways anymore. If you would, that would be great. I'm straight up and down here. Thank you, Carolyn. I'm better. Wonderful. Well, welcome to another Gamel Facebook Live for our weekly Wednesday, 3 p.m. Facebook Live. And today we're going to talk about circular array, one of my favorite features. And hello to everybody. Thank you for all the nice hellos you guys are sending. Hello from, oh wow, Canada and Oklahoma and all different states. So nice to be talking to you today. And today we're going to go ahead and go over circular array, and it is one of my favorite features. Of course, when I am talking about features, I have a lot of favorites, but this one is really special. So I'm going to go ahead and turn my camera so that you can see my screen in CreativeStudio. There we go. There we go. And I'm going to turn it sideways for a minute. And if you would, let me know if it looks straight to you. There we go. How does that look to everybody? We'll pull it up a little bit. And push that back a little bit. Had it all lined up before. Now it should be good. Yes, when the camera goes back at me, it turns me sideways, but I'm able to do the widescreen when I'm going forward. So let me know if for some reason it is sideways now. Oh. You guys are saying it's sideways. We will do a switch. There we go. I apologize. There we go. What worked the last time is obviously not going to work this time, but that is okay. I'm going to take this out here so that you can see CreativeStudio. So the first thing we're going to talk about in circular array is many of its uses, and also its definition. Circular array will take one pattern and rotate it and multiply it, and it will turn it to a different look. Now, it will only do one pattern at a time, so if you have 2 or 3 patterns on the screen that you want to do an array with, you do need to combine them before you start. That's one of the little tricks about circular array. There's a bunch of fun tricks with circular array. And to start with, I'm going to show you circular arraying this little square. When we highlight it and we go to the circular array icon and press on the icon, then a screen will open. And it will automatically default to 4 repeats unless we have been doing circular array recently, and if you have, it will default to the number that you chose before. And it's a lot of fun because when this circular array, look how pretty it looked. And now I'm going to take the same pattern. I'm going to say again down here at the bottom because I'm going to array another pattern. And I'm going to take another pattern and highlight it, and look, it circular arrayed it already and real quickly. So that is one of the nice little secrets about this again button here. And so you can hit the again button and array something else. I can hit the again button and then highlight this pattern down here. And so there we go. Every once in a while there's a little glitch in it, but we will try that again. I'm going to cancel that. And now I'm going to show you something a little bit different. I'm going to Control Z to get that back. I'm going to highlight this pattern and I'm going to reverse the start and end. Now you wonder, what might that do when we circular array? So I'm going to circular array and take a look at the difference. It made a totally different looking block. It's because when you reverse the start and end, it flipped the pattern. And so that is another really fun trick to do with circular array. You can do all these different things and get different results. So don't just try it one way, try it, flip it, reversing the start and end and doing it again. So I'm going to go ahead and say okay, and then I'm going to go to my next quilt group here. I have a few triangles here, and I'm going to circular array this first triangle here. I'll move it in the middle of the screen so that you can see. And I'm going to highlight my circular array icon, and it made a nice little frame. Now that's rather interesting, but if I want to, I can go ahead and cancel and start over again. Or I can circular array and say, okay, that I like it and keep it. Now, this triangle here is the exact same triangle. However, this time I'm going to reverse the start and end just to show you what it will do with triangles as well. And instead of hitting the circular array icon this time, I'm going to use the right-click drop-down, which you can use either way is fine. You don't have to do it one way or other, whichever that you like to do. Some people like icons and some people like drop-down menus. Now look what happened when I reversed the start and end. Same triangle, same procedure, totally different results. So it's a lot of fun to play with circular array and do simple little things like that and see what the differences that you get. Well, another thing I want to show you about circular array in this setup box is you've got the count of 4. I can, if I'd like to, before I say okay, I can change that count to 5 or 6 and make something look a little different. Maybe I would like to save that as a pattern. And this pattern is fully connected. We have our connect button on, and so the pattern is connected and will sew continuously. So I can go ahead and say a count of 7 and any of these things, and this way I can make all kinds of new patterns with this feature, and it changes the degrees automatically for me. I don't have to be a mathematician and know the degrees or anything like that anymore. Now I want to show you about this connect button. If I unclick the connect button, I usually want to make sure that I have snap off on my computer, because otherwise when I try to move this blue dot, things kind of jump around. But when I have that connect button, unconnected, then I can do anything with this. I can make different shapes, and it's kind of like playing with the old spirograph. I can make all kinds of fun things. And when I get to where I like it, I can say, okay. So a lot of your patterns can become a lot more interesting by using circle array and trying new things, and you will discover beautiful, beautiful patterns. Now, you don't have to limit it to triangles and squares either. I am going to go to this quilt group where I have a border corner sitting there. I'm going to circle array this border corner. Border corners can really make some fun patterns using circle array. Now I'm going to, as you can see, the count went to 7, which is what I had in the past count. I'm going to change that to 4 and show you that border corners can make beautiful, beautiful frames. I like to use them to make frames all the time. And so if you want to make other looking patterns, though, you can increase the count and make little star-like frames, and you can really have some fun with circular array. There I increased the count to 6 and it turned into a star. So I'm going to go ahead and say okay. And I'm going to grab this piece here and I'm going to reverse the start and end. And I'm going to circle it, array it again to see what you might get. And here, as you can see, you got something totally different. I'm going to unconnect the connect button, and that means I can move this little blue ball around and play with the pattern and move it to whatever I like to do. So this is a lot of fun, and you can make things, and you will really surprise yourself what you can make with this feature. So the next thing that I'm going to do is go to a flying geese. And I'm going to highlight the flying geese, and I'm going to highlight the circle array icon. And look what happens. You get a beautiful little pattern here. Now I can increase the count. Here I'm increasing it all the way up to 12, and I get a beautiful wreath looking pattern. And this will sew continuously. And then, you're going to want to save this pattern because you've already made it, and you can save it and use it forever. Now, one thing to note is you really can't claim that you can sell it. You can't sell it because someone else made the geese originally. And you can use it as much as you want and save it, but you cannot sell it because of the copyright laws. Oh, someone asked me a question, very, very good question. When you turned off the connection and moved the design around, what will make it continuous again? Once you get it to where you like it, you can go into your nodes and snap your nodes together after you say okay and try to make it continuous again. Some of them can't be made continuous. Sometimes you have to make adjustments, but you can make some beautiful, beautiful things. Most of them, however, you can click on your nodes and node snap and make them continuous. Very, very good question you had there. Now, another really fun use of circular array is just planning. Now, I'm going to click on a block that I put some squares in. And now those are all continuous patterns right there. But in speaking of what we were just talking about, when I circle array this, it will not be continuous. Now I'm going to circle array this just for the purpose of not having to click out all the blocks to see if I like it. I'm going to go back and put in a count of 4. And then I will uncheck the connect button and bring the blocks to where I like them. Now, I could use this for placement, but they are not connected, and I would have to do some things to make them connected, or maybe I just want to use this for audition to see if I like it. But that's other good, very good uses of circle array. You can click out a few of the blocks and then array it to see if, yes, that's what I want to do on the quilt. Now for Lone Stars, I just drew some lines with draw line and in this one section. And I thought, well, let me see if this is going to look good. If it does, I'd go back and get that even prettier looking. But let's circle array this one and see how it looks. I'll have to disconnect and bring them together. Now notice these would be very easy to make them stitch continuously. So see, you can make some of your own designs and use circle array to implement them, and they become beautiful. You don't always have to go buy a design that fits different things. You can make some of them. I always say, buy the harder designs to make. And so that's a lot of fun. And then lastly, one of the things I want to say about circle array is one of my favorite things. I love, love, love to make fill patterns with circle array. I started with drawing a boundary here just so I have an idea of where the middle is. And I started and I drew a line out and then back to the middle and snapped the ends together. And then what I did was I order joined, because that was 2 separate lines, and then combined. Because we're going to circle array, we want both of those lines. We want the out and the in, so I combined. And then I can highlight that and circle array that line. Now, I'm going to want to have about 60 of those lines, because this is going to be used on a large quilt, and I will scroll that down so you can see what happened when I typed in 60. And I'm going to uncheck the connect button again, and then go and grab my little blue dot and bring those to the middle. I'll blow this up so you can see it better. And you can use your scroll button once you get there to blow it up even, better for you. And I snap. When I get really close, I know that I can turn on grid snap and snap those to the grid. I don't turn on grid snap till the last second, otherwise sometimes it has a few issues with this CreativeStudio. There, it finally grabbed. And when I get that, I say okay. Now, what I can do is I can save this. I can marquee select, and I can combine those patterns, and I can save that as one pattern to use for fill. I already have a boundary there, so let's try it and see if it works. Fill inside. Sure enough. So think out of the box. You don't have to always use straight lines to array to make fills with. You can use curved lines as long as you have an out and an in. Let's see, I have another question from Kathy, and she's asking, so in order for all those designs to all be yellow, did you make a window around them or select one and then select the others? And they are a group now. I will Control Z Kathy and show you exactly what I did. There we go. When I first circle arrayed, each of them were separate patterns. And so what I did was I marquee select them, I drew around them, but another even easier way is to use your select all button. I keep my select all button at the top, and I can grab them all at once. So you can use the button, or you can draw a box around them to grab them all. When you have them all, you're going to right click and combine them. And at this point, you can even save this for future uses. And after that, I did the fill. And somebody mentioned it looks like very heavy stitching in the middle. You know, it is, but I've done this on several quilts, and it is so much fun. It ends up looking almost like a little eye in the middle. You want to stabilize your fabric real well, but when I've put this on a cross and did radiating lines, it almost looks like the eye of God sitting there in the middle. It's really fun. Experiment on other fabric and less, and you can try more radiating lines or less radiating lines and get the look that you want. But I will tell you, you can do one of those quilts that have the cross on it in 20 minutes flat with these radiating lines, and or even faster. So play with it a little bit, try stitching it, and see how many that you're going to like to have. And I think you'll really enjoy it. Well, I really love circle array, and I use it in my quilting all the time. I'm going to turn the camera back around here so that you can see me. I use circle array in my quilting all the time, and it's one of my favorite things to do. But play with it. Using the features of CreativeStudio, you can create more patterns, and so that you have more patterns, and that's what we want. I love patterns. I want as many as I can get. And Kathy's asking me, that's another good question. Thank you, Kathy. After you combine, if you don't like what you have, you can uncombine them. Yes, you can hit Control Z and do it all over again. And so that is another very good question. But this is such a good feature with CreativeStudio. Use the tools you have. It's just, I encourage you to learn more and more about each feature. In fact, there's even whole classes on circular array that you can get to on gamel.com. So education is power. Get as much as you can. And I'm just so happy that you were all here and really enjoy doing this Facebook Live. If you have any more questions, just keep on asking, and I will get back to you. So try to play with it. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. Okay, thank you so much again. And I will talk to everyone soon, I hope. Okay, bye-bye.